Hi there, my name's Alana, and today I'm so excited to be collaborating with my friend Melinda. Today we are going to be talking about our top 5 ColourPop palettes. Now, I have no idea what palette she's picked. She doesn't know what I've picked, but let me tell you a little bit about her channel. I love watching her. She is so sweet. And you can hear my cat just wailing in the background. We're gonna say that was Winston cheering this video on. Okay, we're gonna go with that. Okay, but she is so sweet. She puts out tons and tons of content, and she is so on top of the ColourPop game. Like, I don't know how she keeps up, because ColourPop, it seems like they're releasing a new thing every like 25 seconds. Okay, maybe every other day. Okay, like maybe every week. Okay, let's say every other week. But she has tons and tons of affordable makeup content, tons of ColourPop content. She's kind of my go-to when I'm looking for, like, if there's a new ColourPop product, I'm like, oh, should I buy it? So I always check hers out. Really in-depth reviews, and a really sweet girl. So I'm so excited that we are collaborating together, and I'm really excited to see what 5 she picks, because like, that girl, I know she's been doing some declutter videos lately, but she has quite the ColourPop collection, so I'm sure that she has a ton to choose from. Now, here's the thing that makes picking your top 5 ColourPop products really hard. And I told you that they're always releasing new things. The flip side to that is that they are always pulling things out, and it's like you fall in love and then it's gone. And that has happened with this video. So I went through, I carefully picked out my top 5, and I really debated. I said, should it be 5 that are currently in stock, or just my top 5 ever? And I thought about it, and sometimes ColourPop brings things back, and sometimes it's fun to go on a walk down makeup memory lane. So I decided to focus my top 5 ColourPop palettes. Say that 5 times fast. I decided to focus my top 5 ColourPop palettes. I keep on wanting to say products, but this is palettes. Just on what I love. So I'm gonna rank them going from 5 to 1 and share a little bit about why I feel that way. So first up, we have the Bare Necessities palette. Now, this is an iconic palette. You're aware of it, you know it. It is absolutely massive. It is a massive neutral palette. You can see it's got some love, especially in there. And what I really like about this palette, it has every neutral I could possibly want. This palette has kind of gold tones, pinky, some brown. This is really all of the shades that I like to wear. In particular, I like that I have lots of options to put all over my lid over here. Got lots and lots of shimmery shades kind of in here and over there that I like to kind of just put on my lid. And this is the kind of palette where everything just works together. You can't go wrong. Now, the reason this comes in at number 5, look, the top 5 I'm talking about are all good, but the reason for me that this comes in at number 5 is just, quite frankly, it's a lot of choice. And as I've gotten older and I don't want to say lazier, but definitely as I've gotten older, when I look at a big palette, it's just sometimes hard to get started. So I've lately been really enjoying, maybe it's a pandemic thing, but lately I've just really been enjoying more curated palettes with a little bit more of a slimmed down selection, so that way when I go into the color story, I kind of already know what I'm doing. But if I'm feeling like I want to be creative, then this is a great palette to reach for. Retailing at $34 US. Look, great formula, tons of options. If you are someone new to makeup, someone just starting out, you're not gonna go wrong with this palette. It's gonna give you tons and tons to explore and play with. So, coming in at number 4, it's me we're talking about. So shockingly, we have a Disney product. This is the Disney Designer Collection. This was a collaboration a couple of years ago from ColourPop. And just first of all, look at that packaging. Look at those beautiful Disney princesses kind of in modern outfits. I bought tons from this collection. I bought the lipsticks. I bought also like greeting cards at the Disney store based on this artwork. So anyways, as we look in this palette, so what I will say is, first, you look at the front, you think it's going to be like vibrant and colorful, but you open it up and it's really just a neutrally pinky gold palette with a little bit of purple. So it's a very pretty palette. Maybe not the most unique or special color story, but again, these are the kind of colors I love wearing, and I love the color names. You know, you've got Chip from Beauty and the Beast, Prince Charming, you've got Fairy Godmother, you've got Thingamabob, you've got Abu, Triton, Grumpy, Magic Carpet, Beast, like just, yeah, I'm sorry, like, I love Disney, okay? I might be going to Disney next month, so that might have influenced this decision. But for me, I love having this on my vanity. I love the artwork. Great consistent ColourPop formula, beautiful wearable colors. And for me, this was one of those moments where ColourPop did a collaboration that I actually loved the makeup product and I loved who they were collaborating with. And that is a really special thing for me because often I'll find like I don't like the brand that's doing collaboration, like the makeup brand, not the brand, right? Or I don't, like I like the makeup product, but I don't really care about the, you know, the IP or the brand that's going with it. Or I don't know, I love the IP and I love the makeup brand, but the colors just aren't doing anything for me. And this is kind of one of those nice ones where it ticked off all my boxes. And I can't really tell you what that one cost. I want to say it was maybe in that sort of 18 to 22 US dollar range, but it is nowhere to be found on their website. So coming in at number 3, we have a real throwback, an OG for me, unfortunately still not available. This is I Think I Love You. So this palette, first of all, a beautiful sort of shimmery, warm toned, neutral, you know, you've got that little pop of mustard that was really popular. Is it still popular? I don't really know. I don't really do popular makeup anymore. But just beautiful warm tones, pinks, rose golds, beautiful packaging. And for me, this was one of the first palettes that I really used from ColourPop. This was really one of my first times using their like powdered formula. And I think it was newer. It was kind of a newer product from when they launched. But originally for me, ColourPop was all about the Super Shock shadows, and I actually think the Super Shocks are overrated. They're really pretty, but they dry out quickly and I just never reach for them. I've got a bunch, never really use them. I'm really more of a powder shadow kind of girl. And then they released these, and this I'm pretty sure was one of the original ones. And it just really worked for me. So I don't really use this one as much as I used to because I am reaching for other products, but when I was looking through my ColourPop collection, this was just such a dose of nostalgia that I just had to, okay? So now we're coming in at number 2. This is a popular product. It is well loved. I mean, look at what I've done to that top of it. This is their iconic Going Coconuts. Going Coconuts. They knocked it out of the park with this one, okay? This is a fantastic palette. This is a 9-pan palette, and whereas the others have all been in a cardboard packaging, this is in plastic, which is great. So 9-pan neutral palette, $14, and very, very well loved. You've got a pressed glitter, you've got sort of like a nice lighter shade here, got a bit of shimmer. It's a little bit more of a matte palette, like it doesn't have that metallic that I tend to prefer, but it does have the really pretty sparkle shade, and the shadows just all work together really, really nicely. For the longest time, this palette actually lived in my travel makeup bag. And I think it says a lot for a product to make it into your sort of permanent travel makeup bag, because for me, if you're in my travel makeup bag, it means I trust you, you know? I can rely on you. It's not saying that you're my #1 favorite or that you're the absolute best, but it says you are reliable. You are somebody that I trust to bring with me somewhere that I'm going to be photographed, that I trust to bring with me somewhere where some days I'm gonna want a really light, easy, you know, no effort look, and some days I'm gonna want something a little more dramatic. Maybe we're going out for a nice dinner. Not that I've traveled in a while, but I'm traveling soon, I think. Unless the pandemic stops me again, but I have hope right now, okay? So yeah, you know, to be in your travel makeup bag, like that is a real position of trust. And so that is how this one did get banged up, but I went on a lot of work trips with this back when work trips were a thing. Lots of visiting my parents with it. And I just love how versatile it is and how easy it is to go from day to night, from light to a little bit more dramatic. And it just, I've never gone wrong with this palette. And that is why it's been my travel palette for a very long time. It's currently not in the travel bag rotation. I do switch it up sometimes, but it's a great palette. Like I just trust this palette, okay? There's a lot of love and trust here. And that brings us to number 1, my #1 palette, which is unfortunately also not available. It is not available, and that is Give It To Me Straight. This is actually the palette I'm wearing on my eyes today, and it's just this gorgeous romantic set of pinks and shimmers and rose golds. Let's make sure we're in focus. Are we in focus? There we go. It's just this beautiful, like, pinky, romantic rose gold, and I always feel really pretty when I wear it. I always have a hard time choosing which of the shimmer shades I want to use. I find Matter of Fact to be this one over here very reliable. I used TMI to deepen up my crease today, and for me this is a very like Valentine's Day palette, very springtime, but you can wear it whenever. Makeup has no rules. I'm wearing it today. It's September, and it just really makes me feel pretty. The formula, very consistent. My favorite formula, I will say, from ColourPop when it comes to their powdered shadows is the shimmer. So I like that this one has 5 shimmers, and then it has, I guess the remaining 7 are mattes, but you know, again, they're not flat. There's a little bit of sparkle in one of them. And the other thing I really like about this palette is it has everything I need to do my makeup. Like, one thing I will say is that when I'm using an eyeshadow palette, I don't want to have to bring in another palette. The point of a palette is that you've given me everything I need in one place and that I don't need to use something else. And so what I really like about this palette for me and my skin tone is it gives me everything that I need in one place. So again, these are my top 5 palettes from ColourPop. We've got Bare Necessities, because she's big and has everything you could possibly want at a great price. We've got the Disney Designer Collection. The palette's called It's a Princess Thing. I don't think I mentioned that. And it's Disney and it's pretty. We've got I Think I Love You for nostalgia reasons, mostly, but also for the beautiful color story. We've got Going Coconuts in number 2 because she's so reliable. And in first place, we have Give It To Me Straight. Now, there were so many palettes I could have chosen from, and I have picked up some ColourPop palettes recently that I've been playing with, but I didn't want to, you know, in a favorites, like recommend something that I've only used once or twice. The other thing I will say, I'll give an honorable mention, I really like that ColourPop has come out with some quads and some quints, and I think those are a lot of fun, and I'm really enjoying those. Those are, I think, more where I'm at in terms of makeup right now, which is just curated and put together and easy to use, but I don't really think of quads as a palette, you know? I think a palette to me has to have multiple looks that you can do in it and kind of some multiple color options. So to me, a palette's at least 6, preferably 8 shadows. So anyways, those are my top 5 ColourPop palettes of all time. Once again, this video is in collaboration with my friend Melinda. I'm gonna leave her video and her channel linked down below, so definitely check her out. Tell her I sent you, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. And hey, if you're watching this and you're new from Melinda's channel, hi, my name's Alana, and I love talking about luxury beauty, luxury handbags, beautiful makeup. I love talking about pretty things. If we weren't in a pandemic, I would tell you a little bit more about travel, something I'm hoping we'll be able to get back into soon. One other thing, I'm from Canada, so if you're from Canada, hi, welcome. Love finding more Canadians, love finding more people from across the world here on my channel. So thank you if you are new and you're watching and you've subscribed, thank you. And I hope you guys check out Melinda's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And of course, I get a text message just as I'm doing my outro. You know, every time I try to turn those sounds off and every time they come for me. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Mwah.